everybody. Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notify button so you know when you're getting new episodes. And we just want to grow this project. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's get it rolling. The Shout Out Show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everybody. I'm Preacher Moss, host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. I hope you're having an amazing Wednesday. If you're not having an amazing Wednesday, if the day is not over, hopefully it'll pick up for you. And if you're already into Thursday, some of you get this broadcast day from today, don't worry about it. I hope you have an amazing day too. Top of the show, got to give a shout out to my mama, my main lady. I want to give a shout out to Mama Moss. Happy birthday. I won't say how old you are, but just for you guys who want to know how old my mom is, she was Frederick Douglass' tutor. Okay, that's wrong. I don't even think she's watching the show. She is enjoying herself. So let me give a shout out to some of my folks. Sister Reed. Sister Reed is she is craft services and my dietitian, everybody. Sister Sultana, of course, the consultant producer. Sister Rabina, I'm still going to work on those questions. I just had to do some stuff for school today. But that's right. That's my mama. Baby Cakes Moss. Yes, it is her birthday today, and she is trying to show out. But I talked to her today, and she told everybody on the Shout Out Show, have a wonderful day, because she's getting ready to have a good day, too. She's having a good day. So that's really important, particularly with the whole thing that's going on with COVID. You know, you can't get out. This is the first time she's actually going to see her sister, my aunt, since COVID started. We're talking about late February. They haven't seen each other since late February, and they live in the same city. That's how serious this COVID thing is. So let me get my order of business together, because we have a topic I want to jump on today. Order of business, if this is your first time coming to the Shout Out Show, please feel welcome. I want everybody to know that you are welcome on my platform anytime you want to. Just like I talked to Sister Rabina and Sister Ree, we're all family here. The only opinion or the only question that's bad is the one that you don't give. So I want everybody to feel good about that. And if you're new, please click the subscribe button, click the like button. I think we're at 105. We're trying to get to 106. Because that's right, it's progress. It's not how much progress, is that you have progress. My regular shout out for people that come on the show, regardless of rain, sleet, or snow, you come on and you share, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, it makes a difference in terms of me producing the show, but also the content. Because a lot of times, you know, you got to come up with different subjects, different content, and I get inspiration from some of the things you guys say in the chat box. So if it's the first time that you're coming to the Shout Out Show, put your comments in the comment section. And as everyone who is in the comment section will tell you, you will be getting your own personal shout out. So I think I covered everything for our housekeeping. Brothers and sisters, people were blowing up my little phone yesterday. In fact, I got to clear out my messages. You know why? Because they want to talk about this debate. The presidential debate between Joe Biden, a presidential hopeful, and Donald Trump, president. I don't even. I use the word because it's not really another pronoun. Because none of them work. President, leader of the free world. None of them work with this dude. Okay, so let me say that right up front, brothers and sisters, I didn't want to watch the debate. I looked at some of the things that were being talked about. These things are not new. When I say they're not new, I hate to get into a scenario where it's redundant. What we need to do is what we talked about yesterday. We need to start developing a consensus for who we think is going to serve us our best interests. That's number one. Number two is, please forget all the stuff that you hear, candidate, you have to vote. You have to vote because you have to change the narrative. And I'm not going to be redundant about those things. Our subject, as you see on the screen, is Trump in the GOP pimp game. And I mean P-I-M-P, pimp game. Now, some of you guys are going to, brother, that the pimps are oppressors of women. No, pimps are oppressors of freedom. Brothers and sisters, stop trying to put it in some guy with a Lincoln Continental and a hat with a big feather in it and women scantily clad. No. That is the outgrowth. That's the caricature that people, the pimp game is going on right now under our noses. I saw it last night, brothers and sisters. One of my friends, Bashir Jones, I think he was there, but he shared a video. I'm not sure if he's actually there, but he was actually there in Cleveland, or he shared a video of somebody who was in Cleveland. And what occurred to me as the thing went off, a guy jumped up and he goes, Donald Trump, best president ever. And I said, look at this hoe. That's what I said. Look at this hoe. Now, see, this is not sexist because it was a dude. Look at this hoe. When I say the word hoe, there's levels to it, brothers and sisters. Not what you hear on some of these records or on TV. No, it's a whole nother level to this type of hoe. Because this type of hoe sells their soul. And when they get next to you, they're trying to figure out how to get you to sell your soul too. The pimp game of the GOP, it's interesting. Because it's built on fear. It's not the fear of I won't be recognized as being a part of the game or the hustle. I won't submit. It's built on the fact that you did submit. It's built on the fact that, you know what, you made a bad choice and you're afraid to admit that you made a bad choice. This whole idea of trying to move patriotism left to the right and make it seem that you really, really care about people. That's a game, people. That's a hustle. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. It's not about being controversial. There are people who are predisposed to being hoish. They're predisposed to being hoish. Politicians are probably at the top of the list. They're at the top of the list. And why do I say that? Because to be that politician, you have to peer or you have to appeal to all these different factions of people to what? Get their vote, to gain their confidence, to get their respect. And it's so much about what? Not action. It's not about your chain or your body of work, brothers and sisters. It is the idea that I'm going to sell you something. There was a song by the Whispers called Olivia. And they have a term in the song Olivia that relates to that turning point. And it's called being turned out. Let me say it again. It's called being turned out. Now, there's a lot of connotations being turned out. I don't want to go into sexual connotations. It's not the kind of show. But turned out is a powerful notion in politics. Turned out means that you've compromised on core values. Turned out means that you will lie about damn near everything except the fact that you like lies. I said this in a quote, brothers and sisters. I said, the really, really, really good liars are the people that convince you that they're lying to you in your best interest. They're lying to you to help you. They're lying to you to help you reach your dreams and reach your goals. This is the worst of pimping. The GOP is not even a GOP anymore. It's the GOP'd on. That's what it is. There's no respect for goals. There's no respect for values. At this point in time, I'm wondering if Trump loses or wins, what's the point? You have a party that's been pimped without the lead pimp. Now, let me break this down a little bit better. Without getting emotional, brothers and sisters, this is a political exercise that requires that you don't have meaningful values. When I say meaningful, I mean something that you hold on to. And I'm here to tell everybody gets tested. I mean, I don't mean just politics. Everybody gets tested. But in this arena, you have levels of test. In life, you don't have lobbyists. Let me say that again. In life, you don't have lobbyists. You don't have people who are coming to you trying to, coming to you trying to sway your vote, sway your point of view. You don't have lobbyists. What we have is Satan. That's what we have. But in politics, you have Satan and you have lobbyists. What I saw last night, just a small smidgen, is a party that's scared. A party that's scared and hear my voice clearly. Not just a party that's scared, a party that's dead in the water. Dead. When I say dead, I mean been dead. I mean you put it in a bag, wrap chains around it, sunk it to the bottom of the ocean. It still floated to the top. It's dead and coming back, brothers and sisters. And we, brothers and sisters, need to acknowledge that that body is dead. No spook analogies, no mysteries about this. The body is dead. Just nobody wants to claim it. In GOP, you don't want to claim it. You don't want to claim yourself. You want to be pimped. And let me say this to everybody else. I'm talking about the GOP pimp game. It's a lot of other pimp games going around. Democrats, I'm going to put you out there. Stop trying to pimp black people. Stop trying to pimp Latinos. Stop trying to pimp these hard-working people that you ain't really hollered out to from the last election to this election. If you want to know why Hillary Clinton lost, because she was pimping black votes. And brothers woke up and said, I don't want it. Now, it was to the detriment of this election. It led to who we have in the White House right now. But it was an awakening. Now, brothers and sisters, how do you put together a scenario where you don't get pimped? My turn. Here we go. Read. Understand who your candidates are. Understand how your candidates have voted in the past, not just the president, but all the people at the local level. Understand. Because here's the killer part. You can get pimped and not even know it. That's America for you. You can get pimped and not even know it. It's called laws, brothers and sisters. There are laws on the books that get voted on all the time. You have no idea. And then you wonder when you run into a situation, you say, wait a minute, why is this not working for me? Why is this not fair? Because you didn't understand that the pimping takes place beforehand. There you go. This is a comment about the debate. So let me put this out here. One of the reasons I didn't necessarily want to watch the debate was because I have an allergy to people who are intoxicated. Let me say it again. I have an allergy. I have allergic reactions to people who are intoxicated. When I say intoxicated, please, we're not even talking about alcohol, liquor, weed, legal weed. We ain't talking about anything about that. I'm talking about addiction to self-absorption, addiction to power, addiction to lying, addiction to oppressing people. I have a bad reality and a bad allergy, an allergic reality to these persons. And I think a reality, that I use that word, a reality. I have a bad reality to these people. And why? Because it's never that person. We sitting here right now, families are separated, work is being destroyed, people are dying because of COVID. Because of COVID, the disease. Okay, you can't do anything about COVID, but you can do something about the reaction to COVID. I have not seen, brothers and sisters, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm talking about en masse. I have not seen any condemnation from the GOP in regards to how the COVID situation was handled. Very few. Very few. You can count them on a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nobody wants to say, you killed these people. And that is the thing that's killing me right now. Because those people will turn around and blindly try to tell you, that he's the greatest president of all time. And the Democrats will go, he's the most horrible person of all time. But brothers and sisters, when are we going to stand up? You know what I was hoping for the debate? I hope somebody would have taken Chris Matthews or the moderator, knocked him to the side, taken the microphone, and told him, we are America. You are killing us. And look at Joe Biden and go, what are you going to do to stop us from being killed, sir? Nobody does that. And what you're left with is a system that doesn't work. It works periodically. You have to sit here, brothers and sisters, you have to sit here and sadly wait for a term to be over. Here's my man, I'll talk from what you got to say for me. There you go. There you go. Man, Ataf is reaching back to one. I call President Trump a man baby. A man baby. Ataf, just for you, brother. I'm going to ride this thing. I'm gonna give you a little people. I call President Trump a man baby. And this goes to pimping. Here we go. Man baby is an idea that I saw a while ago from Minister Khalid Muhammad when he was with the Nation of Islam in good standing back in the day. And he explained the numerology, the aspect of a child. And he said, here's the thing about children. Now, he talked about white supremacy and white men, so let me frame it. He said, a majority of white men in power are children. And then he said, but before we get there, let me break it down to you about children. He said, because children are selfish. He said, when a child grows, and we're saying a reasonable child, 2-3 years old, a child's mind is a child's mind. A child's mind is that they are at the center of creation. When a child does something, they say, look what I did. They have no idea about how a ball got there or how crayons or pen. They say, look at what I did. And we say, that's good, baby, that's good. They may throw something on the floor, crash it. Look what I did. And you pay attention. That's good for a child. But what happens when a child can't grow up? When a child can't grow up, damn it, it becomes a pimp game. When a child can't grow up, you know what happens, brothers and sisters? The child demands that all the people around them be children too. And sit there and willingly be led, misled, lied to, oppressed, done dirty, done wrong by a childlike mentality. So it's not a man or a baby. It's a man baby. We recognize him as a man, but the interior of his core values are babyish. And this has happened over and over. Have you ever watched Donald Trump or other GOP senators and they clap all wildly? They're not clapping because they agree with him. They're clapping because they were afraid of him. Imagine, brothers and sisters, your 4-year-old, your 5-year-old decided, I want to drive a car. A lot of us are guilty of this. You put your kids in the seat while you're driving, you let them grab the wheel, and they're thinking in their mind, I'm driving the car. And they'll turn this way. You got to make sure they don't kill you. In this situation, people have put a baby in the most powerful position in the world, and they believe somehow, somewhere, despite all the mistakes, the car runs into the ditch, the car hits a tree, the car hits another car, the car hits other people, the car can't start, the car rolls over. Somehow these people think we're okay. They think that the driver of this car, the baby in the baby seat, somehow is going to figure out how to drive safely. Well, if you have to put a cap on this whole thing about last night, I would say this, and I don't want to sound dour or sour. I'm not a bitter man, but I'm not a fool either. We need to get out of that situation, particularly Muslims. We need to get out of this thing where we're trying to figure out the right words to say, and we want somebody to appreciate. And damn it, say what you got to say. That's the way my uncle used to say. Damn it, say what you got to say. I'm going to say what I got to say. Trump is a pimp, and he got a bunch of hoes around him. And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but a hoe is a hoe. A pimp is a pimp. And you're watching the pimp game. The problem is, the pimp game is so deep that to really make it work, they need the rest of us. They need the rest of all of our core values, the rest of all our beliefs, the rest of all our faith. All you believers out there know that life in the United States, the devil's trying to make pimps of us all. So this is no different. I'm clearly telling you that this situation is dangerous and in many regards is not even correctable by an election, because you've created a culture now, and that culture will sit around the same way it did Obama. Obama was president for 8 years, but the same mentality stayed around. It fermented and it progressed and it molded itself and it stank and they put perfume on it and they said, this is the new agenda. This is the real America. When we say make America great again, this is what it looks like. And sadly, this is what it looks like. So I'm not asking anybody to go vote. I'm telling you to go vote. And if you're watching this in another country, you can't vote for the United States, but you can pray. Pray that somebody comes with some clarity. Pray that somebody comes with a natural, organic idea. Because I'm going to tell you this. There are no Muhammad Ali's more. There are no more Muhammad Ali's coming. There's no more Malcolms. There's no more Martins. There's no more Medgars. There's no more Mandelas. None. We're still holding on to Farrakhan in my neighborhood, and he's 87 years old. He should have gotten a chance to retire a long time ago. Dick Gregory gone a couple years ago. Nobody's speaking truth to power because we're afraid. I'll speak it. I have absolutely no problem with losing everything I have if, brothers and sisters, we all can benefit and get to a point where society is going to be better. Yes, I'll tell you, it doesn't matter if I ever do stand-up again. Doesn't matter, because I've been broke before. I've been in a position where I couldn't do jokes. I've been in a position where I couldn't pay my rent. I've been in a position where my car is about to be repossessed. I've been in all of those positions, brothers and sisters. And here's the thing that got me through. I wasn't scared. I know that I was right, and as long as I kept working, a righteous feeling, a righteous action was going to find me. Righteous people were going to find me. And I'm going to tell everybody here, you know what? What we need to put on grand display right now is who we are. The righteous people, the God-fearing people, the moral people. We don't need to protest anymore. You need to go out and be the best that you could be in society and present that as a model, as opposed to all this protest and stuff like that. It's not getting you anywhere. It's not a threat. If I know you're going to have a protest, guess what I don't do? I don't show up. I don't show up. The KKK doesn't show up. I don't show up. And so you're speaking to the converted. You don't even know where the people are who are oppressing you because they're sitting at home and they're watching you on TV. And the thing they switch to is the pimp that's in the White House. Now, y'all pray for me because I know I shouldn't be calling people pimps. It is what it is. Yeah, JT, Trump paid more to Stormy Daniels than he did in tax. Ain't that a damn shame? $750. Now, if that ain't a pimp-hoe relationship, I don't know what is. But I digress. Yes, sister, we have to be the unbreakable people. When I say unbreakable, brothers and sisters, I mean, don't be afraid to lose it all. Don't be afraid. And I tell people, you can't be afraid to lose it all when people are trying to take it all. There's the balance right there. That's the balance. You see, because in the end, failure is a very powerful notion. It's an extremely powerful notion. Failure is a powerful notion for people who think they are perfect. Thus, I know I failed, but as long as you don't tell me I failed, then I haven't. And as many people have tried to tell this gentleman over and over and over, he failed. Throughout our political system, I told people they failed. Barack failed at times. Trump's failed way too often. Biden's has failed. But the understanding, the humility of, I appreciate you giving that information. So maybe I may be able to correct the behavior and be of benefit to everybody else. So, brothers and sisters, that's the end of my talk on Trump and the GOP pimp game, because it's just a lot of pimps. Now we got Russian pimps. We got Iranian pimps. Got Chinese pimps. Everybody trying to pimp the United States right now because we're weak. When I say weak, I mean we are double chocolate moist. Woo! So all I'm saying is, men stand up, women stand up, but don't just stand up, stand for something. Because at this point in time, it ain't nothing out here but a pimp game. So if you ain't with the pimp game, you know what you got to do. You got to vote. Don't just vote, brothers and sisters. Vote down ballot. Vote the ticket. Find out everybody that's on that ticket, because politics is local. Tomorrow, inshallah, I'm going to break out a premiere song on here about down ballot voting. That's right. It's called Vote Down Ballot. Produced by one of my students from my writing class. Listen, you guys have been fabulous. And if I was out of pocket at some point in time, understand the whole idea of the pimp game and the whole game is not about gender or anything like that. It's a philosophical statement, but it needs to be said. So I'm not out of pocket that way. So listen, everybody have a tremendous day. Big shout outs to Mama Moss. It's your birthday. Big shout outs to Sister Eunice. I did not get to you yesterday. I apologize. I'm losing it. Big shout out to Aunt Maxine. I forgot her birthday from last Wednesday. That's when you're getting older. You know, my aunt and my mother's birthday a week apart, and I darn near missed them both. But look, I got to bounce everybody because, first of all, I got to get to class. And you guys have been tremendous, but tomorrow we're going to have an excellent presentation, inshallah, and you get to find out who our Saturday Spotlight guest is. I'm Preacher Moss. Everybody, chill, love yourself. See you tomorrow, if it's Allah's will. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your Shout Out Show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next Shout Out Show. Simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarifa Tar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not even saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out tarifatar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.